There is a sentence that runs quietly through millions of minds. It's rarely spoken out loud, but it shapes marriages, careers, bodies, dreams, and sleep. And it sounds like this: what's wrong with me? Most people think that this sentence is honesty. It feels like responsibility. It feels adult. It feels like growth. But what if it's the engine of your suffering? And what if the thing that you think is pushing you forward is the thing actually keeping you stuck? In this video, we're going to take it apart. Modern life is relentless. There are metrics, deadlines, followers, calories, promotions, comparisons, and everything is measured. And when something goes wrong, a number dips, a tone changes, a plan slips, the brain does not see a data point. It sees a verdict. Low engagement becomes I'm falling behind. A sharp comment becomes I'm not respected. A missed workout becomes I have no discipline. And these are not neutral thoughts. They are identity statements. And these identity statements carry weight. Writers have described this weight for centuries. Hemingway wrote about the quiet humiliation of defeat. Dostoevsky wrote about accusation. Sylvia Plath wrote about the unbearable heaviness of the inner critic. We are all very good at describing pain, but we are less good at explaining why it happens. And almost never do we explain how to stop it. The human brain evolved for survival. Most of history's survival depended on belonging. Exile meant death. The brain developed a powerful alarm system. Detect threat, correct behavior, stay in the loop. Shame became a social correction tool. If you embarrassed yourself, if you broke a norm, if you risked rejection, your brain would flood you with discomfort, not to punish you, but to protect you. And that was useful in small tribes and in small bits. But in modern life, the brain still runs the same program. A dip in followers, a comment in a meeting, an awkward pause at dinner, and the brain hears threat. And it activates the alarm. A tight chest, hot face, racing thoughts. And then it delivers the message, change now. And that message often arrives as, what's wrong with you? This is the evolutionary advantage of self-judgment. It creates urgency. Urgency feels like control. Control feels like safety. Short-term it works, and long-term it creates a loop. Now we slow down 3 lives. Case 1, the builder. A creator posts a video. Hours passed, engagement is low, bullet time. The fact is low engagement. The story is that it wasn't good. The verdict is I'm slipping. And the body is tension, urgency. And the action is overwork, compare, refresh. The aftermath is really about exhaustion. Brain logs evidence. See, you don't have it. Cut to next week, and the posts feel heavier. Case 2, the partner. A woman hears, why didn't you tell me? Fact, a question. Story, he's disappointed. The verdict, I always mess things up. Body, shame, anger, action, defensiveness. And the aftermath is silence. The brain logs, you ruined connection. Case number 3, the student. Well, the missed deadline. The fact is that the assignment is late. The story is that I can't manage my life. And the verdict is I'm irresponsible. And the body is dread. And the action becomes avoidance. And the aftermath then is more delay, procrastination. And the brain logs, see, you never change. That's 3 different lives, but there's one identical pattern. You may recognize it in yourself or others. There's a trigger, meaning, there's verdict, there's threat, protection response, and then reinforcement. And that reinforcement is powerful because it feels earned. Modern culture doubles down on this loop. Like if you're not improving, it's your fault. If you're not happy, then you're broken. If you're stuck, then you're weak. The underlying assumption, more shame equals more progress. But neuroscience tells a different story. When the brain perceives threat, then stress hormones rise and cognitive flexibility drops, creativity narrows, and defensiveness increases. Threat prepares you to run, and it does not prepare you to learn. Every tool that we use to force growth reduces our ability to grow, and that is the tragedy. Now let's talk about ways out. There is a way to interrupt the loop, and it does not require optimism. It doesn't require lowering standards, and it doesn't require pretending pain isn't real, but it requires precision. Step 1, need to name the loop. I'm in the judgment loop. The sentence alone creates distance from it. Step 2 is to separate the fact from the story. For example, like the fact, the post underperformed. They sounded upset. I stayed late. No adjectives, there's no identity labels. Step 3, there's one small next action. not transformation, a move. Like rewrite one sentence, send one repair text, put the phone across the room, walk outside for 5 minutes. And this works because it removes identity threat. When identity threat drops, the learning system then re-engages. Small actions compound, and not because they feel dramatic, but because they train the brain to interpret mistakes as data and not destiny. We are storytellers, like we turn moments into meaning, and sometimes that meaning imprisons us. So you're not broken just for running a loop. You're very human. And you're not required to keep running it. You don't need to put yourself on trial to become better. Great writing describes suffering beautifully, but growth requires something else: awareness, separation, and action. It needs fact, story, and a choice. So the next time you hear, "What is wrong with me?" just pause, name the loop, find the fact, take one small step, and that's how the cycle weakens. It's not at once, but rep by rep. And then over time, the courtroom becomes more of a laboratory. And in the lab, mistakes do not define you. They teach you. That's all for today. See you in the next one. Chris out.